This week, the Constitutional Court handed down its judgment that placed Tshwane Metro under administration was unlawful. The ruling found that the decision by Gauteng Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs Department adversely impacted residents.
Now, the residents in the capital city shared their daily struggle to find clean drinking water over the last 2 years. Newzroom Afrika senior reporter, politics reporter Ziyanda Ngcobo spent some time in the capital city.
The Tshwane Metro was up for grabs and the fight for the country's capital city is on. But for the governing ANC, the stakes are even higher after losing this nerve centre to the official opposition and with concerns that just like the city of Cape Town in 2011, wrestling back power will become nearly impossible. But also, what are some of the issues and concerns faced by Tshwane residents? It would seem unstable water supply and waste infrastructure are causing a stink in the capital. The residents of Hammanskraal have been living with contaminated water for nearly 2 decades. In Ward 49, the thousands in that community often have to share water from one tank because oftentimes tankers don't bring this much needed resource.
Lamanzi lawa siphuza wona ngenxa yokuthi lawa phuma epompini anodotsho oningi akekho clean.
If it's not a shortage of water, it's residents' homes being flooded as a result of poor stormwater drainage systems.
Politicians do come here like during election times, but what can us here in our wards in the proper infrastructure? Like for the water, we need major stormwater projects so that the water can flow, because the water that stops here is the water that comes from other wards. So it comes flowing from other wards and stops here because there are no drainage systems and stormwater systems like drainages. This water here stays here throughout the year. It's always here. Yearly from January to January, the water is always here.
In another part of Tshwane, in Soshanguve, the residents there are also facing a similar water crisis, which is also compounded by inadequate sanitation, spiking electricity bills, and poor road infrastructure.
For 5 years and
first of all, the potholes every month, accident, but and then
there are a lot of challenges, like the school that we are at, just here at the corner. We don't have electricity. The school doesn't have windows. Unemployment rate is very high, and then, we have unfixed roads.
When one turns to the southwest in Laudium, similar challenges of no water also crop up.
One is the supply of water that is interrupted on a regular basis. If I may say, it's interrupted almost on a weekly basis now, and there are no answers. The residents here have been trying to engage with the city council, but there are no satisfactory answers that we are getting from the city of Tshwane.
This actually has been for the past several years, where particularly we have had an interruption of a basic need, that is water. And whether it be the council or rainwater, the municipality or rainwater, they have not been forthcoming with straightforward answers, and recently there's been the blame game played.
And even when one moves into the city centre, where the assumption is that things would be working properly, this is not the case. It hasn't been for nearly 2 years.
Things like electricity and refuse removal is really, really very bad. Getting things fixed and picked up, not great.
From the moment that there's, for example, a water leak, until they come and repair it, it's months. You can see the grasses, trees growing out of potholes.
This week, the highest court in the land reflected on how the dysfunctionality of the Tshwane City Council ultimately cost residents their basic human rights as enshrined in the Constitution. Residents, in the meantime, are despondent about having their services delivered on a consistent basis without strife. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Ziyanda Ngcobo in Tshwane.